Welcome to this week's edition of iTorah. I'm currently in the cemetery just after a funeral, an unusual venue for a shir, you may say. But on the other hand, I think that there's an important lesson which can be learned. In this week's parasha, we speak about the mitzvah of showing and demonstrating appreciation. It's mentioned in the context of the Jewish people having arrived in Israel and bringing a gift of thanks to the representative of the Cohen, the priest, God, once every year. In the process of giving this gift, the Jew, an owner of the land of Israel, would say, Higaddi hayoim la'Hashem Elokecha hivos oretz. I give thanks this day to God, your God, that I have come to the land. Now the question which is asked by the commentaries, the Lubavitch Rebbe makes special note of this, is why the extra word hayom? Why I give thanks this day? I give thanks today. It's several hundred years since the Jews have arrived in Israel. The farmer is on his way to the temple or is in the temple. He's giving the gift to the Cohen and he's thanking God for the gift of the land which was given to his forefathers hundreds of years before. Why does he say, therefore, I give thanks today? The Lubavitch Rebbe explains that from here we understand the importance of looking at every day as a new gift, as a new reason for appreciation. It's not enough to think that, well, look, I've had this land for hundreds of years. I cannot take it for granted. I cannot expect it to remain in my hands. Rather, every year and every day, a person should look at the gift of the land as a renewed gift, something which he just received today. This is similar to something Rashi says concerning the Torah, concerning Torah as well. It says, Asher anuchi metzavach hayom. God says, I have given you or commanded you today. And Rashi says, what do you mean today? The Torah was given hundreds of years before. Rather, Rashi explains, a person should demonstrate and show appreciation as if he received the Torah today. And as he says, a gift which you received a long time ago is never appreciated in the same kind of way that a gift that you received today. And therefore look at the gift of the Torah, or in this week's parasha's case, look at the gift of the land as if you just got it. Demonstrate some excitement. Show the appreciation of a gift just received. And similarly also, I believe, applies to life generally. We farewell a person and he's finally coming to his land, the land of eternal life. And this is a reason to give appreciation for a life well lived. But very often we don't understand how valuable life is until just before it's taken away. And therefore, when it comes to life too, we ought to appreciate the gift of life every single day. And just as it applies to life, so also it applies to relationships. As many of you listeners would know, in our family we've just celebrated the wedding of our daughter. Last week's parasha, we read about the mitzvah of marriage. And interestingly, the mitzvah of marriage is not mentioned independently. It's mentioned in the context of divorce. In fact, it's mentioned incidentally in the context of divorce. And the question should be asked, marriage within divorce? Divorce is something that we want to avoid at all costs. Why does the Torah choose to mention marriage in the context of divorce. Well, the Talmud actually says concerning marriage and divorce that in the Talmud, the tractate dealing with divorce comes prior to the tractate dealing with marriage. So the Talmud explains why is this. It says, Makdim refuah lamaka, that the cure should come before the disease. But let's not take such a cynical view today and understand that perhaps what the Torah wants to teach us is that we should never take our marriages for granted. I remember reading in the name of one great Talmud scholar that when it comes to marriage, it's not just a one-off event, but rather every single day that you're married, you are re-performing the mitzvah of marriage. It's a new marriage every single day. And perhaps to underscore this, the Torah teaches us marriage in the context of divorce, so that we understand that we should never take our marriages for granted. We're not going to get divorced, but the possibility is there, and therefore value every day of marriage as if it was the first day, as if it was an entirely new relationship. May God help that each and every one of us finds ways to express our appreciation to God, which is after all the lesson of this week's parasha, but not an act or a sound of appreciation of something which one received a long time ago, but rather a sense of renewed appreciation every single day. I wish you Shabbat Shalom.